Hey, it's Ben here from Performer Magazine. It's a little early in the office today, so hopefully it should be pretty quiet. Hair's looking a little rough, but don't worry about that. Taking a look at some of the cool stuff we've got in for review today. We're taking a look at the Mother 32, kind of a semi-modular piece that we got in from Moog Music, and let's unbox it, see what it's all about, alright? Alrighty, so here we are in the office with the Mother 32. We actually received a couple of these that we're going to rack together. So let's open up the box. Moog boxes these days, pretty well designed actually, really nice looking. And inside, I will admit, I cheated a little bit. I opened it up earlier so I can get the power supply out. Here's your Mother 32 manual. If it's anything like the Sub-Fatty manual, it's presumably excellent because all the Moog documentation is really good. So if you've never used a synthesizer before, you could actually kind of jump right in just reading the manual. So product guide. So presumably this, it's got a fold-out poster, neat. And probably registration doodad. So patch cables, always handy. Another patch cable I took out earlier. So here's the unit itself. In the box, why don't we cut here? We'll take it out of the box, plug it in, and just go through it super quick. We will do a more in-depth review, but might as well twist some knobs while we've got it open. So here we go, lights a-blinking. This is the Moog Mother 32. So this is kind of a semi-modular analog synthesizer. What's cool about this is it clocks in at about $5.99 US. Really great price point for getting that Moog sound in kind of a tabletop unit. What's neat about this is you can run it just as is. You can see we've got our power plugged in back there, just an audio out going to an amplifier. You can also integrate this into your Euro rack system, so that's really neat too. It's got these kind of wood panels on the side, but if you take the casing off and plug your ribbon connector in the back there from your Euro rack cabinet or case, you can really kind of use this as a centerpiece of a really awesome modular system. So what you'll see kind of on the left hand side here is all your knobs and everything for controlling, you know, your frequency, your oscillators, your filter, and all that good stuff. But then over here, you've got your patch bay, your ins and outs. So not only can you go in and out of other Eurorack gear, but in and out of other Mother 32s. So you can kind of stack oscillators and do all sorts of really fun stuff with your ins and outs. Like we showed earlier, the Mother 32 comes with a couple different patch cables that you can hook up. You know, different ins and outs too, if you were so inclined. We're just going to take a cursory look at it today before we do our in-depth review, because this is literally the first time I've actually opened it up, and I did exactly what I told you guys not to do, which is I haven't read the manual yet. The Sub-Fatty that we tested a couple weeks back, actually a couple months back for our synth issue, was pretty straightforward. It's actually the probably most elegantly designed analog synthesizer we've ever used, but coming from a background where I sort of know how synths work, it didn't really take much of a manual reading to understand how that worked. This one might take a little bit more, but you've actually got some keypads here. My guess is that these will be more handy for using the sequencer that's built in. If you were to do more of a performance-based piece using the synthesizer, my guess is that you'll take a MIDI controller and just plug it in right there. In fact, if you have a Sub-Fatty or really any other MIDI keyboard, take the MIDI out, plug it in here, and you can control the Mother 32 through there. But you know, you do have this keypad. So actually we'll just I'm just gonna lock it on so we can kind of fiddle with some knobs here. There's our filter. Can mix in some noise. If we're on a square wave, we can modify the actual pulse width. That's pretty neat. Let's go back to the other wave here. We can fiddle with the frequency. LFO rate. Go really slow on the low frequency oscillator there and change the LFO wave from triangle to square. enough. So you've got a lot of cool stuff here. Let's just zoom in real quick. You got your frequency, your glide rate, so your portamento if you're using an actual keyboard as opposed to these little pads here. Your tempo and gate length. There's your MIDI in. Again, you're probably going to want to control this with a keyboard unless you're doing a whole lot of fun sequencing here, which in that case the pads will come in handy. You've got your octave selectors here, all your sequencing controls right here, your LFO rate and LFO waveform, your VCO mod amount, your pulse width, like I said, you can change that, your mix, so you can add in some noise, and your cutoff frequency, and your resonance, your overall volume, your filter mod amount, your ADSR stuff is all right here with the switchable sustain, and again your ins and outs. All sorts of fun stuff for us to explore. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back, read the manual, play with this thing for probably another week or two, and we'll write up a full review, hopefully have another video, and you know, get you our thoughts on this. But you know, initially, really cool stuff. I'm envisioning this as a centerpiece of pretty rad Euro rack system, if not just a standalone unit. So look for our full review, more videos, and we'll see you next time.